Hey, it's me, Shane. So, as you probably know, if you keep up with movies, the Oscars are this coming Sunday, and I made a couple videos on my channel talking about my predictions for the nominations, my reactions to the nominations, and now that the season is almost at its end and we've had time to see all the precursors and stuff, I want to come on and give my final 2025 Oscars predictions. I gave some quick predictions in my last Oscars video reacting to the nominations, but so much has changed since then. So I'm going to go back through every category and give you what I think is going to win and what I'm rooting for to win. Also, as a side note, I am skipping the documentary and shorts categories because I just haven't seen any of them and I have no clue about them. So it would just kind of be a waste of time to talk about them because I would just be talking out of my ass, really. But with that, let's get into the predictions. All right, we're going to go through all the technical awards first. Makeup and hairstyling. Nominees are A Different Man, Emilia Perez, Nosferatu, The Substance, and Wicked. So I feel like the makeup and hairstyling category usually goes to whatever movie is doing the most makeup or the most, most to change appearances. And I feel like undoubtedly that is The Substance this year. And not to say it's not deserved. The makeup effects in that are very, very good and very visceral and add to the story. So yeah, my prediction is definitely going to be The Substance. I feel like that's a pretty easy one. And I'm rooting for Nosferatu, but I will not be mad when The Substance wins. But Nosferatu would be cool to see get at least one Oscar. Costume design. The nominees for costume design are Complete Unknown, Conclave, Gladiator 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked. I feel like Wicked has won a couple. I think at Critics' Choice and or Indie Spirit or BAFTA. I think Wicked has won a couple costume design, and I think it works to create the costumes of the characters of Oz. I think they're going to get some recognition for that. So my prediction for costume design is Wicked, and again, my rooting for is Nosferatu. I thought the period accurate costumes in that were really great. That's always a feature of Robert Eggers' films, is how much attention to detail he pays into the technical aspects. Right, best visual effects. The nominees are Alien Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked. So I feel like this is kind of a two-horse race between Dune Part 2 and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, both effects heavy sci-fi movies. This is a hard choice to keep going back and forth. My prediction is going to be Dune Part 2 because that is a little bit of an elevated blockbuster. I feel like comes from an auteur like Denis Villeneuve. But I'm actually going to be rooting for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes because none of the Apes movies have ever won a visual effects Oscar, which is kind of crazy. So it would be nice to see them get recognition. But I think Dune is going to pull out the win. Best original song, El Mal from Emilia Perez, The Journey from 688, Like a Bird from Sing Sing, Mi Camino from Emilia Perez, and Never Too Late from Elton John, Never Too Late. So I haven't heard any of these songs, and I don't really care to listen to any of them. This category isn't really that interesting to me. I'm going to go with El Mal. I know Emilia Perez has tanked its chances in other categories, but I don't really think the voters really care too much about this category either. So I'm just going to go with El Mal, and I don't really have a pick for this one. Whatever wins, wins. Original score. Nominees are Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot. So I feel like this is between The Brutalist and Conclave. I'm going to go with Conclave just because I feel like it's the stronger Best Picture contender, and score doesn't always necessarily correlate with Best Picture, but I feel like Conclave is going to rack up a lot of awards. I don't see The Brutalist getting too much love outside a few categories, so my pick and my prediction, or my prediction and my personal pick, are going to be Conclave. Best Editing. The nominees for Best Editing are Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, and Wicked. Conclave won this at the BAFTAs, and again, with Conclave being such a strong contender for Best Picture, I think it's going to pick up some of the below the line awards. Ooh, but it is kind of harder in editing because editing does have a stronger correlation with Best Picture. So Anora or The Brutalist also have a chance. I feel like it's going to be Conclave. That's just like a gut reaction. This one's pretty hard to predict. But my personal pick would be Anora. Best Sound, A Complete Unknown, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot. I feel like this one's pretty easy. I think they're going to throw Dune Part 2 at least one bone. So that's my pick and my prediction. It just uses sound in a way that the other movies do not. And that is, this movie is a theater experience. You need that surround sound. And I think that is going to catch the attention of the voters more. Production design. Nominees for production design are Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked. Wicked has been doing pretty good in the precursors in production design, and that is one of the better aspects of the movie, I think, how they built the world of Oz. So I think for production design, Wicked's a pretty easy choice, but my personal pick would be Nosferatu. Best cinematography, The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu. I think it's probably going to go to The Brutalist. Out of these, I think The Brutalist, from what I've seen, I haven't seen the full movie, but from what I've seen, it has pretty outstanding visuals. And the fact that it was filmed in VistaVision, I think, is something that's going to be recognized by the Academy as a way to be like, good job for, doing something so audacious, I guess you could say. But my personal pick would be Nosferatu, but the prediction is still The Brutalist. Animated feature, Wild Robot's been doing pretty good. I think Flo only won at Golden Globes, which doesn't have a strong correlation with the Academy Awards. But yeah, I feel like The Wild Robot is the safe choice here. The Academy still has a long way to go with animated features. Not to say any of these are bad, but I just feel like a lot of the voting body does not watch or care about them, so they usually pick whichever ones their kids like the most. So yeah, prediction is The Wild Robot. It would be cool to see Flo win, though. I think the idea of that movie is very intriguing, and it is beautifully animated. Best International Feature. Nominees for Best International Feature are I'm Still Here for Brazil, The Girl with the Needle from Denmark, Emilia Perez from France, Seed of the Sacred Fig from Germany, and Flo from Latvia. A couple months ago, this would have been a no-brainer. It would have been Emilia Perez, but I have a video talking about all the drama behind that. So I think Emilia Perez probably isn't going to win too much here. So I'm going to go with I'm Still Here. The Brazilian fan base has totally gotten behind their movie. And I think it's, gotten so much attention that it could show up potentially winning in other categories. But I think definitely I'm Still Here is going to win International Feature. As for my pick, I haven't seen any of these but Emilia Perez. And I can tell you I am rooting for anything that's not Emilia Perez to win this award. Nominees for Best Original Screenplay are Anora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, September 5, and The Substance. So like I said, I think Anora is definitely the front runner, or at least one of the 2 or 3 front runners, along with Conclave and The Brutalist. So I think Anora is going to take it. It's been going back and forth with A Real Pain, which is going to be my personal pick. Prediction is Anora. Personal pick is A Real Pain. Just because it is a great script, but also I just want to see Jesse Eisenberg get the flowers he deserves. I really enjoy him as both an actor and just as a person. He seems like a really good guy. Adapted screenplay. Nominees are Complete Unknown, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing. This one's also pretty easy. I feel like it's definitely going to be Conclave. I think besides of the BAFTAs, I think, where Nickel Boys won. All right, that might have been another precursor. I get them all mixed up. But Nickel Boys has won once, but I feel like Conclave has gotten super strong recently, and you kind of need to have a screenplay victory to get that in that best picture frontrunner space. So pick is Conclave, and prediction is also Conclave. All right, now we're getting down to the big boys. Best director, Sean Baker for Anora, Brady Corbet for The Brutalist, Complete Unknown, James Mangold, Jacques Audiard for Emilia Perez, and Coralie Farge for The Substance. Toss up between Sean Baker and Brady Corbet, but with Anora doing so well, it's probably giving away what I think is going to win later on. I think Sean Baker is going to walk away with it. I think this is going to be his crowning moment, going from super well known in indie cinema to now getting his moment on the big stage as Oscar winner. And I think Brady Corbet will be back. But I think this is Sean Baker's night. He's going to be my prediction and my pick to win. Actor in a supporting role, Yor Borisov for Anora, Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain, Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. This is probably the easiest award to predict. Kieran Culkin has won everywhere. He's going to win again here. My pick would probably be Jeremy Strong or Yor Borisov. I honestly really was not that big a fan of Kieran Culkin's performance in A Real Pain. Kind of seemed like, typical Kieran Culkin performance. But, not going to be mad if he wins. Just wasn't personally my favorite. Actress in a supporting role, Monica Barbaro for Complete Unknown, Ariana Grande for Wicked, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, and Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. Again, Zoe Saldana's won everywhere. Not too hard to predict. She's probably going to complete the sweep. But I would like to see Ariana Grande win. I much more enjoyed her performance. I thought I guess it's kind of category fraud because she could be considered a co-lead in Wicked, but I thought she brought a lot more to the movie than Zoe Saldana did in Emilia Perez. Best leading actor, Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Ralph Fiennes for Conclave, Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice. The race has been mostly between Adrian Brody and Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet had that big speech at the Screen Actors Guild Awards that got a lot of attention, but that was after Oscar voting had closed. And I feel like Adrian Brody had been the front runner pretty much all the time before that, so I don't think it's going to change much. So my prediction, I should say, is going to be Adrian Brody, but my pick would honestly be Sebastian Stan. I think he's a great actor. I'd love to see him branching out more, and I think this would be a cool win for him. Actress in a leading role, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon for Emilia Perez, Mikey Madison for Anora, Demi Moore for The Substance, and Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. So it's pretty much between Mikey Madison and Demi Moore. There has been some talk about Fernanda Torres maybe getting a win here, and that would be surprising but not unwelcome. I know a lot of people are in the Demi Moore train, but I think the tide has turned to Mikey Madison. She is going to be my pick, my prediction. That is going to be, I don't think all the acting categories are going to be sweeps like everyone thinks. I think there's going to be at least one where everyone's going to be shocked, and I think it's either going to be here with Mikey Madison winning or an actor with Timothée Chalamet winning. I think Mikey Madison's a lot more likely. So yeah, prediction Mikey Madison and pick Mikey Madison. She was fantastic in Anora. Finally, all comes down to this. Best Picture. Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. So, when the nominations came out, everyone was pretty much saying Emilia Perez, Emilia Perez, Emilia Perez. That's out the window now. Not happening. Thank God. So now it's turned to, is it going to be Anora, Conclave, or The Brutalist? The love for Brutalist has kind of fallen off, so I think it is definitely a two-horse race between Anora and Conclave. This is a really hard one because they've kind of traded back and forth. Conclave won Best Picture at BAFTAs, I think, and Best Ensemble at SAG, but Anora won a couple other Best Pictures since the whole Amelia Perez thing. So my final prediction is going to be Anora. I feel like Conclave is just too safe of a movie for the kind of newish Academy. With how much love Amelia Perez is getting, I don't know, I feel like there's a closer link between Amelia Perez and Anora than there is Anora and Conclave, if that makes any sense. I feel like they want something a little bit bolder. Conclave feels like a very safe, very normal Best Picture winner. And I feel like for this voting body that got Amelia Perez 13 nominations, I feel like a kind of outside pick like Anora is what they're looking for. So Anora is going to be my prediction. If you've been listening to my videos talking about the Oscars, you would know my pick would probably be Dune Part 2. But Anora deserves it as well. My second favorite movie of the year after Challengers, which didn't get any nominations somehow, was Dune Part 2. So that is why I would pick it to win Best Picture. But my prediction is going to be Anora. And that's going to do it for my 2025 Oscar predictions. Excited for the show. The Oscars are always fun. Even though they don't mean too much in the grand scheme of things, it's fun to root for your favorite movies and watch all the drama that unfolds and see people get their due recognition in front of their peers and all the people watching at home. All right, guys, if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm making movie content all the time. Leave your Oscar predictions down below in the comments. And what did you think of mine? Do you think I was totally off the mark? Do you think I got everyone right? Let me know. I want to hear. Thank you for watching. As always, I will see you next time.